morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I was reading some news articles this morning. There were a couple things that the articles didn't really center on, but I thought deserved attention. So there was a pro-Palestinian protest in Columbia University's library. The protesters took over the library. They were standing on the tables. They were doing what protesters do, screaming. I noticed in the pictures and the videos that they were all wearing masks and the headdress from Palestine, which I feel really strongly that they shouldn't be doing that. Not the protest. I mean, I don't think they should be doing that protest and taking over the library and affecting other people's freedom and rights. But the idea that you have such strong beliefs that you're willing to affect someone else's freedom, someone else's rights, but you're not willing to show your face, cowardice. I think that's the word, cowardice. Freedom of speech, freedom of your actions, the ability to do what you do, that doesn't mean it comes without consequences. It definitely comes with consequences. And people from the 60s that in the early 70s that protest the war in Vietnam, they didn't cover their faces. They knew what they were doing. This whole I want to do something without repercussions movement, it's shameful. How shameful is it? You cover your face. It's so shameful. Now, someone may say something along the lines about it being, yeah, well, it might affect their careers in the future. Yeah, that's how it works. If you do something, there are actions and reactions. So stop covering your face. Stop making excuses about covering your face. You're doing it. Own it. It's yours. That's all. Not hard. If you believe so strongly in something that you're willing to take action, be proud enough in your actions to realize that you will have repercussions for your actions, but you're willing to pay that cost. You're willing to pay the cost of your actions. Because if you're not, then you're not really protesting. I don't know what you're doing at that point. I guess you're just participating in a anonymous crowd of people who are trying to get their way. If you're going to protest, protest. Put your face out there. Deal with the repercussions. I'm still waiting on the part for my microphone. New topic. And so basically what I'm recording with now is just the phone itself. I'm going to work on using my other mics. They're better. They do a better job picking up voices and recording, but for now, I have to give up the struggle. I have had such an issue trying to figure out trying to figure out how to get the best audio. I really like the DJI microphones. They're very simple to use. You plug it into your phone and go. I do need to figure out a way to turn the gain up a little bit more without going overboard on them. But that'll come. Back to the library situation. Had a conversation with the wife, and she explained her point of view on that. And we kind of fall into the same, we argued agreement for a few minutes, but we did kind of fall into the same belief on the local library issue. And that is that both sides are wrong. You're both a little bit loony. When I was growing up, we had libraries. We did not have the libraries that we have now. We didn't have the technology that we have now. But we had libraries. And the libraries had the news articles, the newsroom periodicals, and the typical sections in the library, you know, history, just everything a library has. History, fiction, nonfiction. It's the typical library. I was in a small town, and the primary library that we used was in the high school. But we did have a town library as well. And the town library, although smaller, it was more focused on the adults of our town. So there were less young books, I don't know how to put that, younger people's interests in that library. Now, it also had some smaller areas for the younger people in the town, but the majority of the library was for the adults. Most of the kids did all their library work at their school libraries. So we have people on the left who are telling us that the reason our county is doing what they're doing is so they can ban more books. We don't need to ban books. And they're right. And we got people on the right who are saying, we don't want our kids to have access to inappropriate material. And they're right. People on the left are saying the people on the right are 100% wrong, and the people on the right are saying the people on the left are 100% wrong. And they're right. When I was growing up, when I was in my small town that I came from, our library had a section that was dedicated to strictly adults. And if you were caught in there, you were in trouble. That's where you were. And if you were caught in that part of the library looking at those periodicals or those books, then you were in trouble. You could be in there with an adult. Bring your parents. You could check out a book from that section. You just had to do it with an adult. Neither side is willing to say that there's a compromise here. Neither side is willing to say, I'm okay with that. The left wants unfettered access to all periodicals and books for the kids, and the right wants none of those inappropriate for kids books to be in the library. Be honest with yourselves. If you're pushing something, the right's pushing their values, the left is pushing their values, be honest with yourself. There is a compromise here. There is a way to get this done. But just keep fighting. That's a lot more fun. So, if you're listening to my podcast on iTunes today, you're going to hear some breaks. And the breaks you're hearing are the Joe part. That's the coffee I'm drinking. And I'm not going to quit doing that because it's only audio. I guess I could cut it out. I'm just not going to. Shortly, we're going to have interviews. I've worked out how to do the interviews over the phone. And that's going to make for an interesting situation, because I don't think anybody wants to get up with me in the morning and do an interview. So I may have to do those interviews in the afternoon. The first one I'm going to do is with the wife. As soon as I gear her up for this. She's camera shy, and I don't know if I can get her on camera, but there will be an interview. So basically, this show is about just what I feel like talking about. And I suppose that's what every podcast is at its core. I do tend to ramble, admittedly. I sometimes lose focus. I try to come back to where I'm supposed to be in a conversation, but I do ramble quite a bit. And my wife is not a morning person. That's how this whole thing started. Go talk to someone else. Well, then they made the mistake of giving me some audio equipment and a gimbal, and all of a sudden I was like, hey, I won't just talk to somebody else, I'll talk to as many people who listen to me, because I ramble a bit. I enjoy this. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why I enjoy this. I'm sort of an introvert at heart. I don't like to be out and about. I don't like to be off doing things. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home. But here we are. And I've tried to figure out why I like to do these shows, and I can't figure it out. Other than maybe I'm an egotist. I don't know. I'm enjoying myself. And it's killing me a little time, and it's giving me an outlet. Also, I feel healthier expressing myself. In this world, there's not a lot of space to express yourself. In my world, there's not a lot of space to express yourself. So here I am expressing myself. There's some things in my life that I will never talk about. There are some things in my life that I'll talk about that I probably shouldn't talk about, but I just don't care. So there's drama in our HOA. I'll probably hit on that again. There is family issues. Some of those I'll hit on, some of them I won't. But I'm just going to get on here and talk about what I feel like talking about. If you've seen any of my videos, then you know that we have some cats. And unfortunately, one of the cats is the reason the audio is not up to par now. So there's that. If there's anything that you'd like to talk about, feel free to let me know, and I will hit on that topic. If there's anybody out there that would be interested in either being a guest or putting in their 2 cents on any topic that I've hit upon, let me know about that as well. I think that I have a few people in mind locally. I'm never going to have a celebrity on here. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that big, number one. I have 1 or 2 followers who are watching this. But I do want to have some everyday, normal people guests. I would really like to have some people that I have had strong disagreements with. I would really like to have some of those people on as guests. I don't know if they will do it. If they will, I think that would make for a very interesting podcast. I have had some very, very strong disagreements with some people in recent years. And I think that would be outstanding to have on, because I think that these people really think that I had ill will for them. And I think if we sat down, had a cup of coffee, and just talked, where there's talking, discussion, 2 ways, I think perhaps we could find some common ground. Or maybe we couldn't. I mean, there's a lot of people. What shirt am I wearing? Don't tread on me, shirt. There's a lot of people that don't agree with that sentiment. I'm a libertarian. I agree with the sentiment of my shirt. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on my rights. Don't tread on my property. Don't mess with me. It's just like the students at Columbia University. Don't tread on other people's rights. Back up before you do something. Think about it. I'm not telling you not to do it. What I'm telling you is if you're willing to do it, face the consequences of your actions. Don't hide behind a out-of-date COVID mask. Cowardice. That's all that is, cowardice. I can't get past that part. I've completely lost their message in the idea that they all wanted to put their message out anonymously while interfering with other people's daily activities and actions, interfering with other people's freedoms. Cowardice. I have very little respect for the people that glue their hands to the road to stop traffic, but I have more respect for them than I do to you. Those people aren't hiding behind a mask of anonymity. They're out there saying, I believe this, and to heck with you and your freedom and your rights. I'm putting my hand on this pavement and gluing it down. But this is who I am. And you're wearing a mask. Huh. Zero respect for that. And it dilutes your message. It weakens your argument. As you can tell, I feel strongly about that. Well, I suppose that'll be all I do today. The name of the show is Ramblings with Joe. Joe has two meanings. That's my name, and that's what I'm drinking most days. So, I've been told also by my producer, you know who she is, I need to encourage everybody who's over on YouTube, come on over to Rumble, watch this on Rumble. I'm trying to build my audience. I want to double it at least within the next 2 years. I want to go from 3 people to at least 6 in the next 2 years. I have a plan. But I would, if you are watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you watching it. And if you don't want to, watch it on YouTube. I don't care. But if you want to come over to Rumble, I have a channel on Rumble. Just search for Ramblings with Joe. One day I'll learn my own show's name. One day. Maybe after I get 6 followers. Anyway, I'm having a pretty good morning. I woke up early. I woke up after 7 hours sleep. That's my target. And as you can tell, I've got a little bit more energy today than I normally do. And I think that's because I finally got a good night's sleep. Because my wife made me a chai latte. I don't know why those things make me sleep better, but they do. They are freaking awesome. And we talked about it last night, and the one that she makes her own tea. But the one she made last night was a bit disappointing, so she's gonna adjust the ingredients to see if she can't bring it back up to par. Still good, you know. It's like vanilla ice cream is delicious, but I like chocolate ice cream better. And that's not true. I actually like vanilla ice cream better, but it works as an example. This is part of the ramblings part. But the chai, I don't know what it does, but it just lets me sleep good. Maybe it's the warm milk. I mean, our grandparents and parents, they knew stuff. We should appreciate them more. I just don't like the taste of plain warm milk. Maybe I should just man up and have a little bit of it tonight and see if that's what the difference is. Anyway, it's Thursday. We're sneaking up on the weekend. Oh, here's something for you. I used to be on the HOA board. I'm not on it anymore. Yesterday I got a letter. I got a letter from the HOA. Actually, it wasn't yesterday. It was Tuesday. Tuesday I got a letter in my email about the side of my house needs cleaning. It does. They're right. It does. Sunday, I was standing out between our houses, me and my neighbors, and I was talking to him, and he said he was so happy he just got his house washed. Takes, you know, a couple $100 to get a house washed now. We have 2-story houses, so. And I said, yeah, I probably need to wash mine. And I turned around and looked up, and yeah, I need to wash my house. That side, it doesn't get a lot of sun, so the mildew tends to build up on it, and it does need washing. And I told my neighbor, I said, my brother has my power washer. I'm going to have to get it back from him so I can wash this. It looks pretty bad. And of course, in the interim, my birthday came, and instead of giving me my power washer back, my brother gave me a new power washer. So I have the tools I need, but in the interim, our HOA inspecting team found my mildew and said, hey, you need to wash your house. And they're right. I'm not upset about it. When I was on the HOA board, I tried to remind my fellow HOA members, don't take offense. Just, you know, it's a friendly reminder. It sounds cold. You get a letter from the HOA and it says something along the lines of, your house is dirty, clean your house. That's part of what we do. And that's called being not prepared. My alarm went off on my phone and that killed the recording. Anyway, the HOA sent me a letter after I realized I needed to wash my house. And I got to wash my house this weekend. That's happening. And I also have to go to my brother's house and help him out with a few things. But life is pretty good in general. There are struggles in life, but I'm having a pretty good Thursday morning. I hope you're having a good Thursday morning. I hope you enjoyed listening to Ramblings with Joe. And until next time, ciao. Oh, I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Now, ciao.